So you mean we can be packing cheese and onion sandwiches in a factory 40 hours a week for £12.21, then come home to a penthouse? Let's get into this. The big question: would you buy to live, buy to let, or does Wakefield need more investment before you even think about it? Right, let's have a butchers and see wagwan. This is an auction property. Always check the legal pack as well as auction fees. You may have additional costs and other property problems. Today we are viewing a leasehold apartment on the 8th floor, 2-bed, 2-bath, of which one is an ensuite. What a treat! There are 2 indoor undercover parking spaces. Wow, we don't get that every day. You would need to double check if the parking spaces come with an additional service charge. For outside space, there is an L-shaped balcony. The nearest train station is Wakefield Kirkgate, and the station is a 5-minute drive, 15 minutes on the bus, 20-minute walk, and 5 minutes for the cyclists, and the bus stop is about a 3-minute walk. There is some storage in the property. The EPC rating is D, and the apartment is 89 square meters. The apartment is owned by local landlords and there is no mortgage on this property. There are 84 apartments in the development. Buyer premium: what the buyer needs to pay the seller: £300 including VAT for searches and £200 plus VAT towards engrossment. This apartment is a penthouse. 95 grand for a penthouse. Are you serious? So you mean we can be packing cheese and onion sandwiches in a factory 40 hours a week for £12.21, then come home to a penthouse? Listen, can we stop the rumours that property is unaffordable? We have a whole entire 2-bed, 2-bath penthouse with 2 secure parking spaces. What more do you want? Do you know what, yeah? Some people's problem is they want to stay in London and expensive cities and be paying £800 a month for a room in a shared house with 4 other people that they don't even like. Worst case scenario, they rent half, yes half, not a whole, half a bedroom and share their personal space with some random. What if you don't like the way the random person smells, or they're very messy, or they keep on using your roll-on? Rather than move to Wakefield and live in a penthouse. You know what? If you can stack shelves in London, you can stack shelves in Wakefield. Sometimes we have to make sacrifices in life because standing still is moving backwards. On the face of it, it looks like it doesn't need any work. Yes, it needs a deep clean and you might put in a little 1-2 feature wall to suit your taste, but you could move in the same day you get the keys. It's a penthouse. How often do these opportunities come up? For leasehold properties, first thing, our priority question: is the property EWS1 compliant? There is no information, but double check with your solicitors because a question is cheaper than a bill. The lease was issued on the 1st of January 2006 for 155 years, so there is 136 years left remaining on the lease. The ground rent is £250 per annum, and that is paid for this financial year. The service charges, oh boy, are you relaxed? The service charge is £2,563.64. The development does have 2 lifts, but still, forget it. Excitement done. Can't afford the service charge. Had high hopes for this property. You were on minimum wage. You can afford a penthouse. But the service charge said no, it's not happening for you. The service charge between the 1st of October 2025 to the 31st of December 2025 is £640.91, and there is no indication that has been paid. There is no service charge statement in the legals, so we have no idea how the charges are made up. The question has been asked, have any remediation works on the building been proposed or carried out? The answer is yes, information to follow. The information was not submitted. This is concerning what has been proposed, what works has been carried out, how much is the works going to cost, when is the payment due. The service charge is already expensive. Really need this information before we can move forward. The block managers are local. First-time buyers, what are you thinking? Let's have a look at the numbers as someone on minimum wage. Based on 95 grand and a mortgage rate of 6%, the monthly mortgage is £475. You would need to speak to a mortgage broker to find out your personal mortgage rate. The monthly ground rent and service charge is £234.47. The property is in council tax band D. So together with the mortgage, the ground rent, the service charge, the council tax and £100 for maintenance, the total is £991.63 before utility bills and a food shop. Channel first time buyers, we got to keep it moving. We can't afford it. Or would you take in a lodger? It's not all the time you want to live with somebody. Sometimes you want to celebrate being a homeowner by walking around naked. With this apartment, you're not overlooked, so you can be going on a tour from the bedroom to the bathroom but naked, and from the kitchen to the bathroom but naked. Or, for the sake of affordability, would you take in a lodger? The apartment is under 100 grand, which is why it's in the singles category and not the doubles. But would you buy this property with your partner? Maybe you can share the costs. Like I mentioned in the previous video, you could maybe use one person's entire wage for the living costs and your partner's wage for other expenses. What would you do? Landlords, we are up north. Do you think you will get a 10% gross yield on this property? Service charges are one thing that makes or breaks a deal. With a mortgage rate of £475 plus £234 plus 47 pence for ground rent and service charges, landlord's insurance about 50 quid, letting fees about 90 quid, and a maintenance of £125, the total is £974.47. Looking at rentals, what are 2-bed, 2-baths in the local area on the market for? There are no penthouses to use as comparison, so we'll just look at 2-bed, 2-baths in general. And yes, you can charge a premium as this is a penthouse with two parking spaces. Would you buy this property? Is this deal worth it? Looking at short-term rentals in the local area, how much can we charge per night for 6 guests? £176 per night, 15 nights booked is £2,640. Let's do the Jim Jam test. Is the local shop close enough to pop in our Jim Jams on a Sunday morning? Looking at sales, what are 2-bed, 2-baths in the local area on the market for? Now there are no penthouses to use as comparison, so we'll just look at 2-bed, 2-baths in general, but being a penthouse with 2 parking spaces, this will come at a premium. The last 2-bed, 2-bath, not a penthouse, sold in the block in March 2025, so earlier this year, and it's sold for 95 grand. It's not looking good for the pricing. Let's have a look at the sales history of the property and if the property sold. Oh my days, what a colossal loss. Imagine if the property had a 75% loan to value mortgage. There is no way you could sell this property without owing the lender a gigantic amount of money. What can we learn from this? New builds do not always carry the premium. You might pay a premium price, but in the future, if it loses nearly 200 grand, it ain't worth it. And we have our shop.